Do you have a comment on what you've been just listening to, Kristen?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say two things, really. Number one, now that the Moussaoui penalty phase is over, I certainly hope that the information will be flowing freely to the American people. For 4 years, I and many other 9/11 family members have fought very hard to have information released to the public, information about governmental failures. We were always told that we couldn't have that information because it would harm Moussoui's right to a fair trial. Having said that, I would appreciate someone asking either Senator Biden or former Mayor Giuliani if their standard for death is withholding information from the FBI that could have prevented the 9/11 attacks. How then are we excusing FBI agents Maltby and Frasca, who were accused or allegedly accused in the Moussaoui penalty phase itself of being criminally negligent with regard to giving a FISA warrant? How would you explain George Tenet, who withheld information about 2 of the 9/11 hijackers for 18 months from the FBI, information that certainly would have gone a long way into preventing those attacks? And I'd like to know, where are we drawing the line here? What is the threshold? And why are we not holding those types of people in our own government accountable? And I think that they're going to have a lot of explaining to do in Congress and at the White House when that information flows to the American public and the American people start asking similar questions.
Senator, is there a criminal intent there? You see a distinction between the behavior of public officials and Zacchaeus Moussaoui, who's just been sentenced to life.
I'd like to make 3 points. I think the juror makes an absolutely, or excuse me, the family makes an absolutely accurate point about people not being held accountable, and that the denial of information, just like a previous family member said, they now hope that in fact we'll start to do the things the 9/11 Commission said should be done to protect America. I think they make a very valid point. The woman who just spoke, I admire the heck out of, because she's making a point now. There's no longer any excuse for us to not do 2 things. 1, come clean with the mistakes that were made, and 2, fix them, especially the 9/11 Commission report. Here we are, it's cost $42 billion to put in place those 9/11 Commission recommendations that were pointed out were not done as of December 5th of this year, and we're about to give people making over $1 million a year a $43.2 billion tax break in 1 year. Where are our priorities?
Kristen, you want to react to that?
Listen, all I would have to say with regard to the mens rea, throwing out a legal term there, I'm a lawyer, but I don't practice law, is that for 17 sailors died on the USS Cole and 2 of those hijackers that Tenet had under surveillance were inside this country, I would say that if you're the DCI, you should know to bring those gentlemen in. You should know to bring the FBI in the loop. Having said that, with regard to the 9/11 Commission recommendations, without doubt. I mean, you are talking about the city of New York still not having radios for the firemen. You're talking about the Hurricane Katrina, where our evacuation protocols were abysmal. We are almost 5 years out from 9/11. We have not paid any attention. We have not learned any lessons. And the truth of the matter is we are not any safer. If anything, we are less safe. And it breaks my heart. We, the 9/11 family members, fought very, very hard to get those recommendations put in place. We fought hard for the commission. I don't know what more it's going to take, and I would ask Senator Biden to keep fighting down in Washington, and we'd like to see some action. And I would tell all the American people listening that the election is coming up, the midterm elections. Hold your elected officials accountable, because we are almost 5 years out from 9/11, and we are no safer.